What does Bitcoin have to do to be truly mainstream? I mean, we've seen it take such strides. I mean, we're a dozen years in or so, and obviously there were a lot of things. I remember, right, you got the Mt. Gox situation. I remember reading about just how early on, when you all were setting up your keys, you were going to different banks around the U.S. and almost like a covert operational thing. You've got the cold storage and things like that, but now there are lots of options. But as we think about, I think maybe in this last year, Bitcoin's really come into the public conversation more. What does it have to do or achieve to become truly mainstream, and how close are we?
Yeah, so I think part of it is education. When we first got into Bitcoin, the common prevailing view was that it was only used for sort of drug dealers and illicit activity and terrorist financing, all of which has been proven to be effectively false. And whatever kind of dark market activity that happens on Bitcoin pales in comparison to other major currencies, right? We obviously monitor for that. We take it very seriously. We have obligations, and we don't want bad actors in the system, but it is not a system of bad actors. But that was sort of the narrative. So education's important. There's also this concept that Bitcoin was totally anonymous in this Wild West, and it's actually not totally anonymous. So we work a lot on education, whether it's engaging with regulators to help them think through the problems, or just talking on Twitter. We're very vocal and active there and trying to sort of demystify a lot of these concepts. And then COVID-19 has actually sort of accelerated, I think, the adoption of cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin in a big way because of all the money printing, and people sort of are looking at what's going on and they're like, wait a second, where are these trillions of dollars coming from? Oh, they're actually just being printed. What does that mean to the other dollars that I'm holding? And like COVID has accelerated sort of the decline of a lot of brick and mortar, and the uptake of big tech in many ways, I think it also has brought sort of Bitcoin to the forefront faster. So there's always going to be these catalysts. In 2013, the Cyprus bail-in really brought a spotlight to Bitcoin, and people said, oh, wait a second. Okay, so if you could have deposits in a bank account in Cyprus, and the government can one day just come in and haircut everything above 100,000 euros, and it's just gone. It was called a bail-in, as opposed to a bailout in 2013. And that sent the Bitcoin price. That was sort of one of the big catalyst moments. It wasn't driven by people in Cyprus saying, oh, let's now go into Bitcoin. It was really everybody around the world seeing what was happening in Cyprus and saying, oh, wait, maybe I should just get some disaster insurance over here and check out Bitcoin. And I think it's, a lot of people view it as sort of a break glass, a way to future-proof against inflation or fiat regimes just acting poorly. And we've seen a lot of mismanagement over the past couple of decades. And so I think it's frightening. And I think it's a good way to sort of protect yourself.